Saddam Hussein ruled Iraq with absolute power, and betrayal was something he could never forgive, not even if it came from his own family. That is why he ordered the execution of his own sons-in-law, the husbands of his daughters Ragad and Rana. The consequences of that decision shaped the future of his family forever. But what his daughters did after losing their husbands shocked everyone. They faced unimaginable tragedy, fled Iraq, and built new lives in exile. But their connection to their father's legacy never faded. Saddam Hussein's family was deeply intertwined with his regime. His relatives held the highest positions in government, ensuring that power stayed within their inner circle. His half-brother controlled intelligence, his cousins were in charge of security forces, and his sons Uday and Qusay were being prepared to take over Iraq. However, even within this privileged circle, jealousy and competition ran deep, leading to deadly rivalries. Saddam's first wife, Sajida Talfa, was not only his wife but also his cousin. She gave birth to 5 children, 3 daughters, Ragad, Rana and Hala, and 2 sons, Uday and Qusay. While the sons were involved in politics and often fought for influence, the daughters lived in the shadows of the brutal regime. Among them, Ragad Saddam Hussein was the most prominent. Unlike her brothers, who met a violent end during the US invasion in 2003, she survived. However, her life was far from peaceful. She witnessed the downfall of her family, lost loved ones, and had to flee her homeland. Even in exile, she remained a symbol of the Hussein legacy. Ragad was born in 1968 in Baghdad, the 3rd child in the family. Growing up in the presidential household, she lived a life of privilege but also faced certain restrictions. Her childhood seemed normal, despite the political turmoil surrounding her father's rule. She had fond memories of fishing with Saddam, horseback riding, and even swimming across the Tigris River under his watchful eye. To the outside world, Saddam was a feared dictator, but to his daughters, he was a protective and loving father. Unlike their brothers, Saddam's daughters were not involved in politics. Women in his family were kept away from government affairs, even though other women in Iraq had roles in administration. Ragad, despite her privileged status, was rarely seen at public events with her father. She never sought political influence and felt safe in the powerful environment of her family. However, her life was about to take a dramatic turn. At just 15 years old, Ragad became a wife. In elite Iraqi circles, marriages were often arranged to strengthen alliances, but Saddam never forced his children into marriage. One day, he woke Ragad from a nap and informed her that a high-ranking officer, Hussein Kamel, had proposed to her. Ragad was given a choice. She could accept or reject him, but her father had to approve whomever she married. Hussein Kamel was a powerful figure, leading the Republican Guard and later serving as Minister of Military Industries. He was deeply loyal to Saddam and often dined with the family. Over time, Ragad developed feelings for him, and they were married. However, the marriage was not without challenges. Kamel was extremely jealous and did not allow Ragad to attend school or university. Though she managed to graduate through homeschooling, she struggled with his controlling nature. Despite this, their relationship remained strong for years, and he deeply respected her family. But everything changed in 1995. Hussein Kamel, once a trusted military leader, became a target within Saddam's regime. His rapid rise to power created resentment among other officials, and whispers of betrayal spread. Ragad found herself torn between her father and her husband. She knew that if Kamel stayed in Iraq, it would end in bloodshed. Supporting his decision to flee, she left everything behind, not as Saddam's daughter, but as the wife of a fugitive. The family fled to Jordan, where they were welcomed by King Hussein. However, Ragad struggled to adapt to life in exile. She missed her home, her parents, and the power she once had, but nothing could have prepared her for what happened next. A few months after their escape, Hussein Kamel shocked the world. In a press conference, he openly criticized Saddam's regime. Ragad was watching from home when she saw her husband on television, speaking against her father. She had no idea he was going to make such statements. To her, this was an unforgivable mistake. Back in Iraq, the reaction was swift. Saddam declared Kamel a traitor, and even the Hussein family disowned him. For 7 months, Ragad and her family remained in Jordan, hearing rumors of growing anger in Baghdad. Then, something unexpected happened. Saddam extended an invitation for them to return, promising safety and reconciliation. Kamel, perhaps believing that family ties would protect him, decided to go back. When they returned to Iraq in 1996, they were not met with forgiveness, but with a trap. Saddam had already decided their fate. Raghad's marriage was officially ended. Saddam himself divorced